All right, so we are live. Thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you for waiting for us to come back. And actually, it's a good time to mention if you like what we're doing, click that follow button. Also, subscribe if you really like us. If you got Twitch Prime, if you got Amazon Prime, you also got Twitch Prime. Use that. That helps us out a lot. So, yeah, thank you, Crazy Kinky. Love that name. It's hilarious. Thank you for the follow. But uh, but uh, but oh, that's hilarious, Boffin. Oh, that's but but thank you for the follow. But anyway, so we're gonna start back where we were. So so I want to throw back, give Cliff some love because we've been focusing on the other players for a little bit. So because Cliff's all on his own there, I want to try to get everybody back together. So Cliff, going to go fucking get killed. All right.
Yeah, I guess
So
I'm gonna
you're going to the
go there to
tavern.
Redmond.
Well, everybody's going to Redmond, but you're going off on your own to the tavern to
Hmm.
find. I think his name was Medici. So,
Yep.
but I better put it in chat before I forget it. Anyways, uh, so you get to this tavern, and I guess that's how you spell it. I don't know. Anyways, so you get to this tavern, and it's nothing but like a single story building that looks like it's made out of. It looks like it was made from like Connex isn't appropriate, but it looks like it's made out of like one of those buildings like in a space movie, something like that. Like it's made from like that housing they might just like plop down all in one piece. That makes
Oh, nice.
sense.
So like a single like hemisphere.
Like a
Yeah, it looks like
modular
it's
system or
made to
something?
just be set down all in one compartment. You know,
Oh,
it's a
Okay,
pre-made building, but it
I
looks
got
like
you.
it was
Okay.
put up like 4 generations ago, and it's covered with rust and vines and all kinds of stuff, and it's got this tacky ass like bulb covered wooden sign out front that says Eagles, and it says Eagle apostrophe S on it over the door, and the door is of course this like rusted metal door out in front, and it's covered in black specks and dust and everything like that. And out front, you see a couple of UTVs and a couple of ATVs and a dusty, dirty truck, and but that's what you see.
And just for giggles here,
We're playing a space game, by the way.
can I ascertain that the black specks are like from these grubs or anything? Is what I'm assuming they are.
Yes, yes. It's from people touching the door and not washing their hands from work and that kind of thing like that. Yes.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
So,
man,
yeah.
love it. So, or as we approach the building, I would kind of give Levi a small like nudge, like, look,
This is actually
the
Cliff's
people like,
character, by the way.
oh, is it? Oh,
Sorry,
never
yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you're not there.
Yeah.
You're not at
pause.
this dirty bar. You're not at this lovely establishment.
Yeah.
Thank God.
um, so I'd walk in and sort of scan the crowd. Is it a peak time right now? Is it busy?
No, I was going to say you scan the crowd and there's 2 people inside.
Is one of them the barkeep?
No, sorry, 2 patrons. 2 patrons. There's a barkeep who is a man who looks like he's in his early 60s, and he's in like a I don't know what you call these shirts other than I've always called them wife beaters, but they're just like these like white
Yeah.
t-shirt that's
Yep, I got you.
yeah, and and he's just got like this giant belly on him, and there's also a younger scrawny man who's in like a jumpsuit, but he's got the other like the top half just kind of rolled down, and he's sitting at a table all by himself, and then over at the bar is thank you for the bits Drake takes and over at the bar as a man in with olive skin and just rustled hair and wearing a deflection vest and armored clothing, padded armored clothing, and He definitely does not look like a worker, and like a scraggly black beard. And what do you do?
So with a 5 notice, are there any insignias, details, things that stand out about this gentleman other than the obvious that, like, hey, you're definitely the person I'm looking for?
There are no insignias on his clothes, but that's actually what makes you think that he's a smuggler.
Okay. Hey, why not? So I'm just gonna go directly next to him at the bar and then sit down. And just look at the barkeep and what is the strongest whiskey you have?
He says, "We have one whiskey."
I'll take that one.
All right. He slides over this, like, very yellow and brown whiskey, and then he just slides it over to you, and then he says, and then he just kind of nods. Actually, doesn't say anything. And did you sit right beside the Medici fellow?
Right next to him. Yep.
And then he says, there were plenty of other seats around.
But there are not plenty of gentlemen that are looking for a lost doctor. And I'm not looking at him. I'm looking straight ahead, and I take a sip of the whiskey.
Then he looks at you, and he says, "Don't play coy. I don't want any games.
Well,
You know where the doctor is. Speak now."
I don't know exactly where he is, but I know that I can find him, and you're looking for him. So, if you want to be direct, what is this doctor worth to you?
Well, we got a couple more guys back up on the ship that still need more patching. If he finishes the job up, then he can go back on his merry way.
And you all are just going to be so kind to forgive his transgressions and let him walk, eh?
I don't think did I do anything or just like be like later.
Man, you abandoned a group of smugglers.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean it's not like they yeah. They're rough guys. They fucking beat up a dude, tied him to a pole, and used him as fucking throwing a knife practice for like a week.
Yeah, they're rough.
Yeah, they seem like the type of people that just let people walk away.
He says, look, if he just comes back and finishes patching those guys up, we'll forgive and forget.
And is it you who are looking for him, or is it your boss who is looking for him?
Does it matter to you?
I mean, I wouldn't ask if it didn't.
Just tell me how much you want.
See, that is the question. A doctor, to me, seems like it'd be more valuable alive than dead, but I'm not quite so sure that's how it would pan out. So how about this? You tell your boss that we may be able to come to an arrangement,
My boss
and I
ain't
may be
here.
able to tell you where this doctor is.
My boss ain't here. He's not planetside. And you know,
Well-
information travels slow. Could be days before I get word back from him.
Well, you have to have some superior here, planet side, unless that superior is you.
I am that superior.
Very well, then. So how about you stop being coy with me and tell me what really is going to happen to the doctor if you get a hold of him?
Oh man, Ash is gonna get beat up. God damn it. So brave. He's so brave.
You want to know what's really going to happen to him? You really want to know? How about I give you a demonstration? And he reaches down for his gun. And he puts his hand on his hip and pulls it out. And he clicks a switch on it, and you hear it charge.
During the time of me seeing him motion towards it,
Yeah.
would I be able to reach for mine?
Sure. We can make an agility roll to see who does it first.
Sure.
Ooh. Okay, that's a failure unless you want to roll a Benny.
I'm going to roll a Benny.
Okay.
I believe. Oh man.
Nice.
Good.
Okay.
So I pull my gun out, and as he's
Alright.
pulling his, I put mine to his temple.
Nice.
See if he's faster though.
Okay.
He has to roll, don't he?
No, I'm just gonna make it a. We'll say it was a -2 difficulty, and you succeeded with a -2 difficulty.
All right.
So you put the gun to his temple. All right.
So as I put this gun to his temple, what anybody, the barkeep or anybody that really cares, is going to see that this is a nickel-plated gun with gold trims and like an ivory handle to it with 3 barrels at the tip. And as I put it to his temple, there's a click. Now, sir, I would encourage you to choose the next actions you make a little more wisely. If I were here to kill you, it would have been done before we engaged in conversation. I am merely trying to make a barter.
Dr. Jack Breach signed up with the Tanu Clava. He signed up to fulfill services as a doctor aboard our vessel. He left his services early. Such things can't go without punishment.
And I agree with you.
Physical punishment. Now, I wouldn't kill him, but he's still valuable. He's a doctor, and I have wounded men on my ship. Doctor is still valuable, but he definitely would be physically punished.
Thank you, and I appreciate your honesty.
And he probably wouldn't sleep on a bed for the next, few months.
Well, if your floors are any cleaner than these surroundings here, that doesn't even seem like a punishment. But what would it take to erase his transgressions from your book?
Wow, he says. Really?
Really?
All right. So that would be out of character. In character, he gives you an amount, and I would say it's a wealth trait roll at a -2.
I'm not saying I have it on me.
It's gonna be a wealth trait roll at a -2. So you
Okay.
should have a wealth skill at a D6 for a starting character. I'll add it to your sheet.
Should we all do that? Actually,
Yeah, both of you should.
Roger.
That means you'd make a wealth trait roll at a D6 at a -2.
And then with any, just for curiosity, would my background have any play in that?
No, you'd have to have the rich edge or something like that to have an increase.
No worries.
That. Okay. All right. All right. You did it with the -2.
Oh boy.
All right. So you draw out a credit chip, and you offer to pay him.
Not readily. I asked for the amount. And I would be a fool to carry this amount around with me in a place like this. Give me the information to be able to send that to you.
Says, all right.
So I assume at this point he's already put away his gun.
You never got it. He never got it out.
Okay, perfect.
You were so fast, you never got it out.
So I would release my barrel from his temple at this point and take a sip.
All right.
Mr. Madish, I appreciate your business ethics and allow me to pay for this drink of yours. And you will be in contact with me very shortly. And I finish my terrible whiskey, slam the glass down, and walk out.
All right, cool. All right, sweet. So we see you leave. And very cool.
I wish my character had seen all of that go down.
Yeah, so crafty. Every step of the way, couldn't tell what that guy was doing.
I know, right? I thought he was going to sell you out.
Oh, man. Maybe he did. We still don't know. He should have been buttering him up.
All right, okay. So we see you walk out. And what is your destination? I like to get the other person's destination before I go to everybody else because it gives me an idea of where to go.
So out of the coincidental timing that always happens in these type of things, at what point would they be arriving in town? And is this town small enough that I would see them arrive?
We can plan it that way. Sure.
Because I kind of think it would be super serendipitous if I just walk out the doors and see this convoy driving by with them on it. Like,
sure. It can work out that way because they had to go inside and inspect their trip, and they had to go inside and inspect their ship and stuff like that. So they had to spend some time doing that. So yeah, but you won't see them coming into town that way. But you will see their landing shuttle flying in to the repair shop across the street.
And I don't assume there's a lot of vessels flying in this area right now.
No.
Okay.
So you see a landing shuttle zip on through over the town of Redmond and land just outside on the streets. And actually, there's a lot of passerbys that are stopping and looking because it's the cleanest vessel they've seen in a long time, the spiffiest. And it lands just off the main road beside a repair shop. And you see the other 4 members of the Griffin Explorer disembark just across the street. And yet again, you guys, Arthur, you see Arthur and Levi, both of you with the highest notice, you see across the street Aston coming out of a vine-covered and rusty tavern.
Just as we're exiting, I pull Levi aside. Jack will say, listen, the town who landed on this side of the planet, somewhere nearby, is where they're holed up. They can't see me. We have to be quick and discreet. I just hope that you will honor that.
Can I make a notice for that?
Yeah, sure. You can. You probably hear the him say Tanu Clava.
Yeah,
does Jack have a distinctive body? Because if you're not an obvious who you are from your body, I'd just go get my helmet and say, "Here, put this on."
I don't know. I'll wear the helmet. Do you want me to wear the helmet? Because I do have the silver beard, right? That's the most distinguishing feature. I don't know if you've seen his picture. He looks like an educated feller.
Yeah, you probably look pretty indistinctive. Yeah.
Okay.
So in other words, he's his same person walk around, but with a helmet on instead.
Yeah.
I asked if he had a distinctive body or clothing or whatnot.
Jack's like, if that's what the captain wants, I guess. It's a really good choice, do I?
I'm not shoving it on your head. I'm bringing it out and be like, you wear this. You cover up your face if you want.
You're the captain.
Whatever. You can stay on the ship.
All right, but I see Ashton across the way there. coming out of a rough bar somewhere.
Yeah.
I probably would
Well,
know this bar.
at first,
right?
yeah, it's Arthur and Levi who see him because they got the highest notice. But
Okay.
unless if Aston approaches y'all, then you will all see him. But yeah,
I'm not gonna.
Aston. What does everybody do?
I'm
Oh, he's
gonna,
stealthing. He's stealthing. Okay. All right.
As soon as I seen the ship land, I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to keep myself out of notice from prying eyes. I definitely don't want not so much them to not see me, but more importantly, I don't want anybody from the bar following me.
Right.
I'm just trying to see if I see any Tinu guys. I don't really care about Aston.
You do not see Tanu guys.
um,
Medici hasn't walked out of the Eagle Tavern yet.
All right.
are there any hats in the?
Oh shit! Yeah. They gave me the helmet. They're like, "Fuck the kid."
Yeah, because I've been
Yeah.
100% honest with who I'm on the run from.
Is there
Are
any
you
hats?
saying that?
What was that?
You're
That's
just
right.
saying that to us? Like, does anybody have a spare hat?
Yeah, I'm like the sun is like
You
just
gonna give me your cowboy hat?
Oh.
okay.
I'm thinking about it. You could see the gears turning.
The moment for you.
Jack walks by. He's like, "We have to get inside. The repair shop's just over this way."
Has the
I'll
kid
put
gotten out of the shovel
hat-
yet?
What?
Has the kid gotten out of the shovel yet? Well, let's talk about Tanu Clava. Has his knees locked up? As he's afraid to get out?
Yeah, I'm just.
I'll put my
um,
hat on him and be like, "Come
Okay.
on, hurry up." Let's get
I'm giving you a
going.
Benny. I'm giving you a Benny.
Jesus.
I'm giving Levi a Benny.
What a you're the
Now
cat.
everybody's gonna
Single tier.
probably attract more.
Yeah, it's like, what's all these idiots with these hats and helmets and shit?
Nuh-uh, he just looks like Coral from The Walking Dead now.
Yeah.
Coral.
Oh shit. Okay, so I walk like way in front of everybody and just like walk right in the repair shop
Okay.
off the road.
All right.
I'm gonna guess I met this gentleman once or twice. I've had a few. Maybe he's introduced me to Mary Jo. Who knows?
Sure. We'll say he introduced you to Mary Jo. Sure. That works.
So I walk up to him.
What's his name?
Greg.
Greg. All right, cool. All right.
Go with Greg.
All right. So you see
I'll walk up-
Greg, the
Okay.
portly guy with a thin crop beard and a bald head, and and he kind of looks up from using his welder and working on drones, and he kind of stops and says, "Jack, what's up?"
Greg, I think I have some work for you, but might be a little bit more heavy lifting than the drones you've been attended to.
And I'm sure Spencer's standing beside you because he went in first. And so, Aston, what did you do real quick after you went stealthy?
So if I
you're at.
notice the ship landing, I
Yes.
would start heading in that direction to try to see if I can see where they're going to.
Okay, and you see them start to go in the repair shop.
And the repair shop, is this laid out in a way that it's an enclosed building? Is it more like an open mechanic bay?
It has an overhang, and you see a big yard in the back with tons of drones and like UTVs and dump trucks and that kind of stuff like that in the back. But for most part, it's a closed garage with closed bays.
I'm gonna meander over towards their ship
Yes.
and kind of hang out towards their ship that they came in.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Now back to you guys. While he's doing that. All right. So Jack, he says, "Oh God, Jack, what do you have for me?"
Well, I found a way off this rock. Mary Jo set it up just like you said she would. Problem is, her vessel's been turned to Swiss cheese. Graviton controls are fucked. Armor taking a lot of holes. We're gonna need someone with some serious skills to take care of them. I don't really trust none of the militant types. I figured maybe I could throw you some work. You could do me a solid and help me get out of here.
All right. Well, you know the word vessel is pretty vague. What kind of ship are we talking about?
Jack looks over to Levi. He's like,
Oh.
"All right."
I'll rattle off the technical information.
He says,
like I'm reading the spec sheet.
He says that's a big ship. He says that's a lot of work. I don't have the manpower
I know,
to
Greg.
do that.
I know I'm putting a lot of work on you. You're not used to things like this, but you're the only guy I know with the hands that can do this.
He says,
a
look,
couple of us can help with the smaller stuff.
He says, look, it's going to cost a lot of money, guys. This is going to be a big job. Got the funds for it?
That's a question that Jeremy doesn't know the answer to.
I want to see if Jack remembers something, but I don't want to like meta. Can I roll to do that?
We want to see your best quote.
All right, it's going to be a wealth trait. It's going to be a wealth trait roll at -4.
To see if we could pay him?
Yeah.
All right.
For manpower and supplies.
So pocket change. Gotcha.
See I got some cred stashed.
He says, I hear you. Wow. He aced on that. Jeez. Okay. All right. Look at him just throwing out those dice. My God.
All right. I looked to Levi and I'm like, look, you're doing enough for me as it is. I got this.
So Jack has been saving up money for a rainy day for his escape from the Lieutenant Claw, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
So
they pay good for the things you have to endure. But I can get you paid, Greg. If you got the equipment and you can do the work, and we can make this happen.
Wow, surprised you're able to come up with this money. But he says, all right. Okay, we can start it. But I still could use some more hands. So, all right, I'll head out there. And I'll take a look at everything. See what's what.
Levi, you want to give him the bay information and whatnot? I'm sure he can't miss it. It's probably a large ship parked over there. But...
Well, Arthur will go along with him because Arthur will help him repair.
Roger.
Yeah, it's not really a bay. It's just parked in the field.
Yeah, it's like I remember you said that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's no problem. All right, so
it's past the third grub trough on the left. You can't miss it.
Yeah. So I guess back to Aston then before things kind of get ahead of him here. So what are you doing back there?
Really, I'm just waiting for them to come out.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm gonna be playing dumb, like I'm just looking at the ship and just so happens to be their ship.
Right. Okay. So Arthur, Levi, Spencer, anything y'all want to do while you're in here? I did not expect it to go that way. I did not expect him to ace a wealth roll like that and get like a 10.
Yeah,
-4 was like a huge penalty. I was like, whoa, this is not going to be easy to do. But when you ace, that's how it goes sometimes. So.
No, I am intentionally not doing anything. I'm going to get my ass back on that ship.
All right. Yeah, Jack will follow out. Anything else from...
I'm going to go grab a couple of like really low cost pieces of equipment, like another comm link and something. I forget what my list was, but it's like 1 and 200 credit.
What is your wealth?
My right now it's D10 because you bumped the 3 of us or 2 of us at least.
Yeah. So if your wealth is D10, if it's under 100 credits, it's free.
Under 100? Oh, geez. Yeah. Everything is so damn expensive. Then
I believe that's how it works. It's times 10. It's free.
I'm gonna roll notice to see if anyone's outside before I head out. I don't want to just run out like an idiot.
Yeah, it's 10 times your wealth. Yeah.
All right, I got decent notice. I see anything out there that makes Jack feel like he should hang back.
You see Aston hanging out by your ship.
You wouldn't see me with a 15.
I thought by this point you were actually like trying to be noticed hanging out by the ship.
No, not yet. I'm still being coy.
Yeah, he's too short. Gotcha. The ship is kind of like over top of his head. I'm just
actually that's a great time to actually say that Medici is coming out of Eagles Tavern.
All right. If I see
And
him,
he's
I'm
getting
gonna
on,
kind of duck back inside and let Levi know like what's going on. Hey,
Yeah.
we.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's getting on a truck, beat up truck. All right. Cranking it up.
Jack's heart's racing.
I'm just gonna hang out in between the ship and the repair part, like I'm messing on a tablet or whatever.
Would lab equipment be sold in these parts?
Just a reminder, Matt, that you were one of the potential people that you could have hired as a passenger. And the only reason why you didn't get him as a passenger was that Rosa Salik, one of her requests was that she be your only passenger. So, and one of those passengers was the lizard handler, and his job was to be delivered to a Dr. Friedman who ran a lab. So, if you can find this Dr. Friedman, he has a lab. So,
I mean, and he's in this city.
he's somewhere here on
town?
this planet.
Okay, on the planet. Got it.
Yeah. All right.
That truck leave.
Are you
Look
peeking
at the
out?
kid
Are you
who's
peeking
probably by
out
the
and
door.
looking?
Yeah.
Make a stealth roll.
See.
You get a +2 because he's distracted.
Ooh.
You got a +2, so you're lucky.
All
right.
right.
All right. Yeah, the truck leaves. All right.
Oh, thank goodness. Hey, Levi, it looks good.
All right.
Let's roll.
Okay. So all of you start to head out to your landing shuttle, and then Cliff.
Yeah, so as I hear him exit, I kind of come from around the side, and I'm like, don't tell me that the two nicest ships that I've seen here both belong to you?
I
Nope. I
look at
mean-
Levi. He obviously hasn't seen the computer readings.
Nope. They're both Astra Unums. Or Una Astrum, whatever.
Astra Unum.
Astra Unum.
But you pilot them.
Sure. Yes.
Now, you don't strike me as a man that believes in coincidence, do you?
Yep. Happens all the time.
Well, ironically
You played
enough,
so
that is
hard to
where
get.
our beliefs differ, because the fact that I've stumbled upon two ships to inquire about getting off this forbidden planet have both been piloted by the one in the same Levi, I can only assume that something has brought us here. Even if that something is just merely credits.
That's usually what gets people around. We're getting Greg here to patch us up, and we'll be headed on our way afterwards with you and whoever the hell else is paying to get off. I don't know exactly where we're headed yet, though.
Well, I appreciate that. And is there anything I can do to expedite this repair?
Like, I don't think there's anything mechanically you can help fix faster.
Sure, we can find some
Oh,
work for
right.
him. Yeah.
Unless you got Greg did mention he could use some extra hands to help make it go faster, but
Well, as I mentioned before, I do know the director here, and my family and him have quite a substantial history, and we may be able to persuade them into using some of that pile of Takis government wealth to get a couple extra hands on this. But I don't want to impose that upon you. If you're coming out here instead of asking within the area there to get it repaired, I assume that you're wanting...
we're just trying to get the credits to go where they're gonna make the most impact. So trying to use the local guy, but you know, I
Of
don't
course.
think he's gonna care where the manpower comes from.
Jack will look at Ashton. You're a talker, are you?
One of my many traits, yes.
I hope it's a good one. The saloon across the street usually has a couple unemployed fellas coming off the grub farms. I'm sure they'll be happy to get some credits in their pocket. Maybe come help us out.
While your notions are well put, I figure it'd be better to put credit in the hands of people who actually know how to fix a ship.
You live around parts like this long enough, you know your way around the ins and outs of mechanics. Greg can give them the instructions they need. But my question is, if your daddy's so close with the corpse around this planet, why do you need Levi's help?
Well, you sort of answered the question within the question. How would it look if I had to go to my daddy, as you put it, and explain to him that I had to barter with locals to get off of a planet because an incompetent pilot didn't realize that he had an allergic reaction to the damn thing that is most known about this place? You see, me being stranded here is a series of poor domino effects against me. And Spencer apparently has a shellfish allergy, which everything here is tainted with shellfish. So that's my situation.
Well, damn, Ashton. Seems like we got a lot more in common than I thought.
More than you know.
I never was any good at dominoes.
You can go to your contacts, but local hands are always going to be cheaper if you're trying to be frugal.
I'm not trying to be frugal. I'm trying to be efficient. And what I would digress with is, Levi, it's your ship. If you want some locals throwing wrenches in the areas that they are told to throw wrenches, then by all means, we can hire the locals. But if you want trained mechanics, then we can also afford those.
And Jack will look back, and for the first time on his adventure, he will say, "What'll it be, Captain?"
What? Oh, who? Okay,
Not even used to
I'm not the captain. And but I don't bloody care who's fixing the ship as long as it gets done. I'm not in any rush. You two are the ones that want to get the hell out of here so fast.
Oh, you're
I
about
figure
to.
that someone that's carrying a shipload of cyberkinetics would want to expedite the journey.
Yeah, I really don't think it'd be wise, Levi, to stay around. The kinds of folks get in and out of here. Either way, decision has to be made. I looked at Ashton and Levi.
Let's see what Ashton can pull together.
All right.
And on that note, might I hitch a ride with you back so I don't have to walk across these fields again?
Be my pleasure.
All right, we'll cram up in the little shuttle there. Was it a 6-seater? We getting a little cozy? A 5-seater?
We'll say it's a 6-seater. We said earlier
right.
it was a 4-seater, but that's when we had 4-person party. We'll
Okay.
retcon. We'll say it's a 6-seater. They do it all the time in comic books. We'll do it in the RPG session.
Yeah, that's the shuttle's name.
The retcon?
Retcon. Yeah. Nice. All right.
All right,
Nice.
so we head
All right.
back.
So flying on back. All right. Actually, you could drop off Cliff at the at the director's office near the food processing centers if you wanted to, because that'd be
Yeah.
where he could work his magic.
Yeah, I'd rather insist that you did.
Jack had asked, you want somebody to tag along, or you think this is something you need to handle by yourself?
Well, do you have any connections with the director?
I know a little bit of everybody, but I just want to make
Oh,
sure everything goes smooth.
No, then I assume that I have this one covered. You stick with the group here with the tales that you were telling. There's no reason to believe that they might not need a doctor at some point.
That's for damn sure. Well, good luck, Ashton. He gives you a wave as I assume you exit the landing pod.
All right.
He nods and walks off.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we'll jump to the director's office. Director, we'll just kind of scene jump. You're there, and you're sitting across the desk from the director. And actually, we'll say the director comes in. You're already been got it in there, and the director comes in after you've already been seated, and he says, "It's been a while since I've seen you. How's your family doing?"
Director Barris, thank you so much for seeing me. I know you're a busy, busy man. The family's great. My father sends his best wishes to you. Things are getting better. We are reestablishing, rebuilding. Everything is going in an upward motion. We're not quite where we want to be at, hence my business here that we are trying to finalize. And once we are, then I'm sure he'll make the trip here to see you himself.
Well, that's kind of the story for everyone right now on Takis, rebuilding and trying to recover. The last 6 months of war have kind of taken their toll, and plus, of course, the trade embargo. A lot of us relied on so much commercial trade, so much from Ganavi, and now we were much relying on all kinds of commercial product from ILAR and other systems near it, and they're choking us with their prices, and it's just so difficult. But and then of course now that Ganavi's figured this out, they've moved their fleets near where the jump cannons are dropping in people out of the ILAR systems. So, and of course I learned your ship took damage. That's I'm sure that's how it happened. So, but
that's what I heard as well. And then
yeah,
I don't know if you heard the story of my pilot, but let's just hope that your med bay is adequately equipped for an incompetent. I'm sorry.
Yes. Well.
But unfortunately, it's not all pleasantries. Why I requested your presence. There's sort of a twofold request I have for you. In one directly relates to what you were saying. I understand everything going on right now is putting you, especially, in a very tough position with you overseeing this whole thing. And as you're aware, the Astra Unum Corporation has sent a fleet to deliver parts, which I can only assume are medical parts or mechanical parts that you need. And their ship has taken quite the toll. In efforts to get you the supplies that you need, we need to get them off the ground as fast as possible. And this is not a charity act on my part. I need a ride off here, as you already know. So what I am asking of you, if possible, would be to spare some hands to assist in fixing their vessel. They already have a mechanic from Redmond who has agreed to do the bulk of the work. But if there are a few workers you can spare, we can get this ship out of this field and back into the air, and hopefully bringing you more supplies to ease the burden of this war.
Make a persuasion roll. I'll give you a +2 bonus. Ooh, you need that +2
really?
bonus. So that +2 bonus made it. Okay. All right. He says. He says. He says. Well, we desperately needed that humanitarian aid from Astra Unum. If it wasn't for the efforts from nonprofits like Astra Unum, we would be struggling by right now. So of course we'll offer our aid to that vessel. We will muster some men. However, we can only spare a few. At this point, I'll give you the opportunity to spend a Benny to re-roll persuasion if you want. If you get a raise, he might be convinced to offer more, which will cut down the repair time. If
Sure,
you
let's
want
do
to.
it.
This is like an hour left in the session. Everybody's still got all their bennies. You know.
I actually should have only one left. I didn't click it last time. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's do it. We're seriously? So we're still at a 2. So apparently you can only spare a few.
That's the way it works. Yep.
If you can spare but a few, that is more than you need to do, and any hand that you supply, I will be gracious for, as will my family. And when we are thinking of everything that you have done for here, we will consider that in our future engagements.
He says,
if you speak to the pilot of the ship, Levi, particular fellow, cowboy hat, he should be able to direct whatever crew you can spare towards the most efficient way to repair this vessel and begin getting you that humanitarian aid back.
Yes. I will. I'll make sure I speak to them before they leave planetside. So, and of course we will send when we send the workers out there and stuff. I will make sure that they know to coordinate them however they need. So, but he sends his hand out to you to shake it, and he says, "Thank you for coming to see me."
Thank you for seeing me.
And so there we go. So, all right. So we jump away back to you guys. So Arthur, do you have the bug with you right now? Is it still in your bag or your backpack or your jumpsuit?
If we're back at the ship, I assume he's put it either in his bunk or we don't have really lab equipment. We just have the telemetry center.
Well, have you? So you didn't keep it on your person?
Well, I think he would have put it in his bunk.
Okay.
His room.
Okay.
While
All
he
right.
goes about repairs.
Well, we'll say that. So you guys are back at your ship, and you're in your room, just kind of checking in or whatever, or maybe getting some supplies, or just for whatever reason, I don't know. And the jar, the insect in the jar, just starts freaking out.
Fuck.
Just starts flipping the fuck out. Like, just starts like slamming himself up against the jar like a madman.
I mean, does it seem like he'd be able to escape or break the jar?
I don't think so.
Okay. Is there something I could roll to figure out maybe why it's freaking out?
Sure, make a science roll. Well, nothing in your environment has changed, so that narrows down some options. It's probably something you can narrow it down to. You can narrow it down to things like maybe something like maybe a hive mind separate from his hive, separate from the others. You can narrow it down to pheromones, a frequency maybe. These various things could cause something like that to a creature. Just depending on because you only got a success. Maybe if you got a raise, I'd give you something more specific. But that's what you got. So
is this something that he could use the ship systems to help
Perhaps.
Analyze.
Perhaps.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't remember what we even have here on the
Would
ship.
the rest of us notice this
Yeah.
thing going fucking nuts? Or
Depends on where
is
you
he
put
still
it.
trying to conceal it?
Depends
Well,
on
I
where you
think
put it.
it's he put it in his room, so
Okay.
Yeah.
his quarters.
The rest of you are probably outside waiting for people to show up. And
I think while we wait, Jack's gonna head inside, take stock of the medical facilities.
Alright.
Yeah, to see if it's well stocked, how if it's been used recently, who used it,
Yeah.
etc.
cool. All right. Well, there's Spencer, did you clean up your shit when you were in there?
Oh no.
Okay.
When you had your bloody nose and you were bandaging yourself
Yeah,
up
no.
10 days, 12 days ago?
No.
There's bloody
No,
fucking
just left it all
been
on the
12
floor.
bloody
days.
and bandages, and there's coagulated sticky blood all over the place, and there's like clotted bandages, and fucking 14-year-old came in there with a bloody fucking nose and just left his shit everywhere. So
Wasn't there a doctor that had her head bashed in?
What do we do with all the
So-
dead bodies?
There was a
what you
doctor
did
that
with
got.
I don't know what you did with them. I'm assuming you put them in a closet.
Hmm?
So,
Yeah.
or you
There's
put them on the table and put like a table cloth over them.
I'm gonna walk back out.
There may be
and,
like a corpse area, like a
find Levi.
like a
Yeah, like a
miniature
morgue.
morgue.
A couple of those bays on the north side there. Those drawers. Those are all body drawers.
Or actually, it's a spaceship. You probably just open the EVA hatch and just do the bodies
I'll
out.
just dump them out. Yeah.
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 Anyways, I'm gonna go find Levi.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't clean up any of that stuff. So if there's brain matter on the floor, clean that shit up.
Yeah. All right. So, if any of you are outside, tell me now.
I'm outside.
Okay. All right. All right. So Levi,
Why is
you
the
are.
ship so big? I can't
All
find.
right. So
That would be heading back in that direction if that matters.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll be on the
All right.
ship.
So we'll say that you're coming back, and so you're walking across the field to the ship. Levi's outside checking things out, and whoever else is also outside. And suddenly you hear this sound coming from the insect pits, from the grub pits, of just like this shrieking sound and just chittering, as just like this loud ass scraping coming from where they're scraping their claws and stuff like that against the concrete, and it sounds like they're just getting riled up from the pit near you.
And in my stroll back towards there, is there anybody around that I can see that is reacting to this in any sort of way?
Some of the guys nearby and stuff like that, and the workers and stuff nearby just kind of like turn around and look just utterly startled, and they run over to their UTVs and grab their high density foam cannons and just start shouting at each other, what the hell's going on? And they're shakily holding the cannons out, and they just look so confused and startled and don't know what to do. And one of them shouts, get the torches ready.
On that note, from where I'm coming from, I assume, and I
You're
could be
walking
wrong, but I
across the
assume the
field
director's
to the
office is
Griffin
not near the
Explorer right
pits.
You're walking across to the Griffin Explorer between two flanked pits right now.
Oh,
To
lovely.
the group, yeah.
So as they say that, I am going to pick my pace up.
Yeah.
Not ask questions, not look around. I'm just.
Yeah. Okay. So all right. Okay. So this will actually determine how far you get. So make an athletics roll for me.
Oh, lovely.
I'll say a -2 to this. All right. So -2 for this. Do you want to spend a Benny?
Yeah, fuck it. Nope.
All right. Okay. All right, because if you don't make it, all right. So if you didn't, since you didn't spend it, you didn't make it all the way through the fields, between the fields. All right, so okay, so you will begin this scene. You'll still be between the fields. All right.
Okay.
So so what occurs is two groups of grubs start making it over the concrete pits, and on either side, and they just like start like just they're like basically climbing over each other and using each other as like a tower basically to climb up, and they're just coming in at like a frantic pace. And once they climb over each other, the ones that make it over each other start coming in at a frantic pace, and so we're going to use combat rules now. Okay, so now everyone's going to be on the initiative, but of course not everybody's there. But we're going to go to cards.
Alrighty.
Okay, and so
Jack's in the ship. Levi! God, why is the ship so fucking big?
That's
The
why
words
there's a
just echo
comm
off the
system.
cabin.
That's why there's a comm systems for the ship, and why I needed another comm link.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Shit, somebody got a Joker.
Oh,
Arthur got a Joker.
Arthur got a Joker. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Arthur, what do you do?
Well, I mean, is the sound?
You can actually
Audible?
choose not to do something. With a Joker, you can act whenever you want in a turn.
Well, I'm wondering if Arthur can even hear what's going on outside the ship.
Maybe not, but I can say that maybe like someone on the comm link maybe shouts at you or something like that, maybe to notify you. Would that be cool, guys? If one of y'all did that to kind of alert him?
I was about to say something to that effect.
So Levi,
Like
what do
crazy
you say?
stuff's going down with the bugs out here.
You say with the bugs to kind of coincide with what he's seeing inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Then knowing that something's going on with bugs and that his personal bug is freaking out as well, I think he's going to grab that bug and see if he can use any of the ship systems to investigate further what's going on.
Okay, so you're going to run to the telemetry center and maybe see if you can use something there. Try to help everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, so all right, so the okay, so you're not in the telemetry center, you're in your passenger deck. I'm not gonna break out the battle map for the ship for this because that'll just be too complicated. What I'm gonna do is if you want to do it as a multi-action, what I can do is if you can make a athletics roll to make it to the telemetry center this turn, if you want to. I'll say it's a -2 penalty, but because we're just keeping it light and breezy, if we were using battle map rules, you definitely wouldn't make it there in one turn. But we're just gonna keep it, like I said, light and breezy. I'll say it's at a -2 though, but you're also gonna get the multi-action penalty. But remember that you got a Joker, which is a +2. So. But if you use do it as a multi-action, you could get to the telemetry center and then still do what you want to do, if you wanted to, or you can just make the athletics roll.
Well, his athletics is unskilled, so
It's up to you.
I mean, I might as well go ahead and try.
Okay.
So it's a 3, 4, 5 total, right? Because the Joker.
The Joker automatically applies. It does the math for you.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And were you doing it multi-action?
Yeah.
Okay. Then unfortunately you failed. Yeah. So
I'm gonna go ahead and try use a Benny.
Okay. So first off, just FYI, you can actually there's a button down the bottom left beside the modifier area that says one action. When you're doing multi-action, you can just click that, and it to 2 action.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to click that. Shit.
Yeah, unfortunately, you failed again. Unfortunately, so you make it halfway there. You make it halfway there. So, okay, all right, okay, and Aston, you get to act before the grubs at least, so that's good.
So, at this point, have any of the workers began reacting to this? Have they started firing off the torches or anything?
No, they're still startled, confused, don't know how to respond. They've never seen anything remotely like this. They don't know.
Okay.
You get the sense that they're fucking don't know what to do.
That's great. It's a perfect position to be in.
That's great to hear, right?
For long shot here, would anything in my studies have taught me how these things behave? Be able to maybe get some sort of insight into what they're about to do before I react?
I don't think you'd have the appropriate skills to know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, so where I'm standing at, are they like bellowing out in front of me, like blocking my path?
Not yet. They're still at your flanks.
Okay, cool. Can I make a agility or athletics to try and run my ass past them?
That would be athletics. Yes.
Okay. Man, I am doing so good with athletics today.
All right. Athletics would have gotten you to the cargo ramp if you'd have succeeded it. You're about halfway to the cargo ramp, so you are looking at Levi up ahead of you. So you are hauling ass to Levi right now. So
Okay.
do you want to turn and shoot? Actually, that would require multi-action. Yeah.
I do not want to do that unless I get some sort of. I've seen them grabbing the weapons and readying it, but knowing that this is their livelihood, I'm not going to be the first one to open fire.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be like, they're like, "What the fuck are you doing? We wouldn't have done that." And I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I just killed a bunch of your crap."
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So Levi, what you would see for the first time is he is not primped and proper. He has completely lost his composure, and you can see it on his face, looking quite frantic. As he is just like deer in headlights staring at you running, giving you a clear indicator that shit ain't right.
Oh man. Is it Jack's turn?
Yep.
All right.
And one question,
so I didn't know if
for my own clarity. So the cards, that's not an actual like one of the action cards. That was just like what was rolled to determine order.
That's how you determine initiatives with combat cards, with the action, like playing cards. That's initiative.
Okay, I was just making sure because that's not an adventure card that was used though.
No.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah, they're just playing cards like clubs, aces, spades. Sorry, clubs, spades, hearts, jacks. Yeah.
And just remember, guys, that you have adventure cards that you can play.
Yeah. Hey, is speaking over the comms like in the ship is like free action before I decide what direction I want to go in?
Sorry.
If I want to speak over the comms just to see like I'm gonna come over the comms because I don't know what the fuck's going on. Oh, I do actually because I said over comms. Thank you, Levi. Yeah, so I'm gonna come back over comms and ask where everybody is, so Jack can get a sense of where he needs to run to. So Arthur or whoever comes back over comms, or maybe I see Arthur because if Jack leaves the medical bay, he would see Arthur attempting to scramble up the ladder well. Correct? Looking at the way the map's laid out.
If he come over comms, you wouldn't see anybody scrambling up the cargo ramp yet. You would just see
No, not the cargo ramp. That ladder well that leads up to the telemetry room. Because that's up behind the bridge.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and it's like right outside of where the medical bay is.
Yeah, sure. That's what you see. Yeah.
I see Arthur sprinting, and I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" And he's like, What's
Yeah,
going
it's
on,
up to
Arthur?
him how much he tells you, but you don't have a comm link?
Yeah, I don't think I do. I don't think they would have
Oh.
gave me one yet.
Oh, you don't have
Yeah.
one in your inventory?
That's why I'm just trying to see how I would even figure it out. Yeah, no, I don't think I bought one.
Well, yeah, their comm links are probably queued to the ship's communication system. So,
What are we doing, Arthur?
The bugs outside are freaking out, and it sounds like they're escaping their pits.
All right, so outside sounds like not a place for Dr. Breach, but I'm going to follow Arthur on up and just see what he's doing just to assist.
all right,
So athletics, I guess, to catch up with him.
sure.
All right, I'll see.
God, terrible and terrible.
Fuck,
You can spin a
I'm
Benny
tripped.
if you want.
You rolled better than
Ow.
Arthur did, so.
Yeah, I'm Bennying that. We're gonna Benny it.
All right.
I can't wait for the elderly guy to outrun all of you.
Not as bad. At least it wasn't a nat one.
Yeah, still a failure though.
Oh man.
All right, so you're still not catching up to Arthur, but you're heaving and chasing. All right. So Spencer, why do you have illusion spell cast on yourself?
I shouldn't.
Okay. All right.
Is
I'll
that
fix it.
that's from last game? That's like a carryover, right?
I guess
Isn't that
so.
what he
I don't
did
remember he
to-
cast an illusion, but okay.
Yeah.
Spencer,
I don't-
That's what he did to get rid of the bugs that were
or
following.
I cast fear.
Fear.
Yeah. So Spencer, what are you doing?
Okay, so I hear that come over the comm link, and I'm immediately going to run out of the ship, like down the back ramp.
I hear you, the brave 14-year-old. Well, you
For the
see
record,
swarms of grubs and Aston running like a chicken with his head cut off towards Levi at the base of the ship.
I'm thinking I can use
And a
the
bunch
same-
of workers holding high-density foam cannons. And you see drones zooming in, and they're apparently equipped with something different than you've ever seen them equipped with before.
Shit. Is it back to Spencer still?
Yeah, Shaun, what do you do?
Oh shit! No, I'm running. Is that going to take more than one?
Oh,
action?
okay, so you're just going to run? Okay, that's all you're going to do? All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so you're just aiming for where were you at when you started?
It was probably fixing something kind of in the middle of the ship or cleaning. I take that back. I'm sure Levi probably got pissed off, so I went in there and I was cleaning the medical bay.
All right.
Okay,
That
medical
lab.
bay from the loading ramp, I won't require a roll. So, all right, so if you want to take an action once you're down there, you can.
Okay. So I'm sure like I'll get to the bottom there. I'll see what's going on. How far away is everybody from the ship? Because it looks like everybody's trying to run to the ship.
They're pretty close to the loading ramp.
Okay. And everybody's running towards the ship, I take it?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a fear bomb out there and try to just keep as many people, or excuse me, people,
Back the
of these
grub swarms.
bugs away from the ship as possible.
All right, got it. All right, cool.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a
What's the template size?
so plus 3 points. I can do a large template.
Okay.
So
If you
it's
do it
5.
at plus 3 points, then you can affect both.
Okay, I'm going to do that. So
Wow. So they'll get a -2 to this roll.
okay.
That one failed.
Oh.
That one succeeded. Okay, so one of them is. Excuse me. Okay, so the first one, he has now suffered on the effects of the spell. All right. Power. And that power is fear, correct? All right.
Yes.
And from the direction that I'm running, would I see this happening?
Yeah, you see a 14-year-old boy run out the loading ramp, run past you, or run probably right up beside you, actually, and probably like throw his hand out because that's how we described it last time,
Mhm.
and that's probably about all you see. And then you see one of these flanks of grubs like just kind of turn and go back the other way back towards the pit and start
Are,
chittering wildly.
are the grubs considered extras?
They are.
Okay, because it said extras who fail or panicked.
Yep.
Okay. So I guess the ones that
Yep.
I guess fear they have to run away, panicked they just get no actions.
Yep.
Okay.
So for my own knowledge with this here, so if he rolled a 12, how did the 7 succeed?
The
Well, the
7.
12 just gave me 2 raises. They have to roll their defense, right?
Oh,
Okay.
no, sorry. I meant to. No, you're right. Sorry. You're right. My bad. My bad. I was thinking it was against target number 4, but you're right. It is opposed. I was just thinking that it was against. His roll was to see if he succeeded, but you're actually right. It is an opposed roll. It was my bad.
Sorry, we'll edit this out in the podcast.
I'm not going to edit that.
So he succeeded against both then?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm just making sure that I understand is all.
Sure, you're happy about that. Ashton is like, thank God. It's the Stranger Things.
All right. So you see both swarms panicked. And I forget a lot of times that powers, because we haven't used powers a lot actually in Savage Worlds, that you make a power roll to see if you succeed the roll, and then you make the same power roll is also opposed against their spirit.
Okay.
So they would have to
both are panicked. Yes.
So they would have to roll over 12.
Yes.
Well, you had a -2, so a 10.
I believe that's
Yeah.
how it works.
Jesus,
I'll double
Shaun.
check later. But all right.
Kid's a monster.
All right.
Well, yeah, I had to blow half my power points just to do that.
Oh, okay.
So if I had to do it again, you'd be
Yeah,
picking me
they're
up.
now panicked and running the other direction.
And I can only.
Did it skip Levi? It skipped Levi for some reason.
He is an
Levi,
amazing
correction.
cook, for the record.
Levi, what do you do? Levi, what do you do?
That duration, or I'm sorry, I'm looking at how long this lasts.
They panicked for, I think, a whole minute.
1 turn.
And I think they get a chance to resist it each turn, I think.
Okay.
So none of the major work had gotten started on the ship already, right? Because I would start shouting orders like whoever's closest to the cockpit, start the engines. Crap. Spencer, get the hell back on the boat. Ashton, hurry up. And then I would get the pistol out because that's what I have on me and cover them until they're back on the loading dock.
That's a good question.
Thing.
Did Greg and his boys arrive? I don't remember them arriving. Did they arrive?
They have not arrived yet.
Alrighty.
He has
Yeah,
to load
so-
up a lot of materials.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still have the option to GTFO away from these things, is my thought. And so I'd just be ready to shoot bugs that come towards the back of the boat and cover them.
All right. So we can't see the grubs on the chart.
You can now. I made
Oh,
it
okay. Yeah, there.
there. All right, so back to the top. Aston, what do you do? They're panicked. They're
one,
fleeing back towards the pits.
oh yeah, I'm
And
still running
actually, this
towards
is a
the
good
ship.
time to update everyone on the soldiers. So first off, they're bewildered on once again the kid using magic fingers and making the grubs run away. But they start firing high density foam at the swarms as best they can. They're fleeing. The drones are coming in, but they whiz past this area. And you see them dropping flamethrowers down in other places across other fields nearby.
Oh
You
shit!
believe this is not isolated to just here. All right,
Man.
now ask.
Do we have
You're still
ship
running
weapons?
towards the ship? You running towards the ship still? All right.
Isn't Mary Jo's place surrounded by these pits? Fuck.
That laugh. I love when the
Is
GM
this-
does that.
This planet covered with these pits.
So two things, and you let me know how this would work. For one, would I have any academical knowledge of what psionics is, the existence of it, yada yada yada?
Yeah, I mean, you know it. You know it is a thing, and it is. You know that it is something rare that's genetic based. You know that it passes through bloodlines, and it's the people who have it now are offspring of people who had it in the first generation, and it's only been around for like 30, 40 something years, and you know.
So in my panic state, would I be able to remember that bit of information and be able to put two and two together that that's what just happened?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna make a mental note of that, and without hesitation, without anything, he's gonna continue running towards the ship.
All right. Cool.
How is that a full action to get there? Would I be able to like shout
to get
towards
onto
Levi
the
or
ship?
anything?
No. Talking is a free action.
Okay. So as I'm running, I would say, don't you have any sort of research equipment on here to try to figure out what these things are doing?
I legit don't remember what our ship has.
Well, you have the telemetry center has like all kinds of different sensors and arrays and that sort of thing like that. I mean, you could try all kinds of things, and that's what Arthur's going to do. But it's
So I'm
not
shouting
really
that as I'm running.
It's not really
and then
designed for magic button to figure out why swarms are going crazy. So,
Damn it, Shaun! I really wanted the magic button.
I mean, it's not
Well, so-
really.
Shane, sorry.
Like, here's
So-
a button that figures out why swarms are going crazy. No, it's not really. Doesn't
So,
really
so
have that.
here's my thought,
Yeah.
not the magic button theory, but if
Yeah.
this planet is known for this is their precious cargo, that there should be some available information as to what these fucking things are.
Yeah, totally.
And then, maybe Wikipedia will tell you, like, during mating seasons, this kind of stuff happens.
Yeah.
So that's my thought about it. So I would shout that towards Levi as running, and then I would say, and I would request you do not use your pistol on them unless it is absolutely necessary. Get onto the ship, close up the cargo bay. I don't think they're going to be able to overtake a ship.
Ladies first. I'm just waiting on Spencer.
Kind of just squints his eyes at you and
All right.
walks on.
Good time to jump to Spencer, actually, on the turn order.
Okay.
Spencer,
He is ruffled.
you feel tired a bit for a moment after exhausting all that energy. The grubs are they're going to only be panicked for that one turn. Actually, their panicked state is already expired. So
Okay.
they'll start
Is,
turning back around on the the soldiers that are about to start firing high density foam cannons at them. So, what do you do?
Okay. So for another PowerPoint, I can extend another round, I believe. Or the way I'm reading it, I can't.
You can do what now?
Spend one more PowerPoint and it gives me another round. So since I've already
So you
basically
can keep maintaining it, basically.
yeah, just basically maintaining it. It doesn't say anything about making another roll though.
Sure. Okay. I'm
So-
relying on you a lot right now. So
Yeah,
to get it right.
I didn't see anything that said I had to do another roll.
Okay.
But
All right.
I can
So you're gonna
pay the
keep
cost.
maintaining
I can't
it?
keep this that much longer.
Okay.
So
All right. But it'd be a good idea to tell me this stuff beforehand so we can make sure it doesn't expire on them. So.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Oh, it didn't expire.
Because then I have to put it back on them. So.
Oh, I didn't know it expired.
Yeah.
Or you took it off.
No, I didn't take it off. It automatically expires.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fantasy's grounds.
Yeah. But okay. All right. So you're gonna maintain it?
And well, I'm gonna keep doing it until everybody is safe
on.
ship.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm
Then
gonna try
I'm
to.
going to set it to like I'm gonna set it to 5 rounds, and then we'll just make it go away when it goes away. Make sure you count the 9 PowerPoints off. Okay. All right.
Okay.
And then you're getting back on the ship.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
All right, I am going to use my adventure card, which lets me act as if I have a Joker this round.
Nice. And you're gonna act now.
Yes.
Okay. Sweet. Okay.
So
What do you
is
do?
he able to get up to the telemetry center and actually start
Yes.
the research?
Technically, you failed last turn, so you only made it halfway there. I will say that yeah, I'll give it to you. Yeah, I'll give it to you because you did have to pay the cost of take 2 turns. So yeah, I'll give it to you. All right. So what are you gonna do? Electronics roll? Or a science
he
roll?
doesn't have electronics. He's going to do science, specifically to check, I guess, if you want specifics, check frequencies first, because pheromones require airflow, so he's going to check frequencies.
Okay. All right.
But unless I can do just, he's checking everything.
Okay.
He is checking everything.
All the checking.
All right. Well, unfortunately, science would be the skill you'd use for reading the equipment and reading the output, but you still need to use electronics. Use the equipment. So,
Is this scientist that doesn't know how to use science equipment?
yeah,
Use basic
that's a good point,
information on the
but
topic.
that's true.
I guess it is just about
two
information.
rolls for one thing. That's true.
I could do the other half. You need
Yeah,
other
I
hands to
guess.
operate the equipment.
Well, we'll just let you do the science right now. I'll look that up later. I'll make a decision on that. All right. So with the science roll, you figure out that yes, there is a strange frequency that's coming in on the readings, and it is a frequency that you've seen before that you find quite odd, and it's not that different. It's a slight variation on the kind of frequency that you've seen in studies for when people who have psionic abilities are using their powers.
Interesting. Okay. Arthur will convey that information to the doctor who's running up the stairs. But yeah, I think that's his turn.
Okay. Who's the next? Swarms?
Yes.
Well, they're
swarm
panicked,
turn.
so I don't think they.
All right. So swarms, yeah, because they're attacking the. They're attacking. No, they're actually. They're panicked still.
They're panicked,
They're
right?
still
Yeah,
panicked.
he
Keep the
held it.
reminder.
Thank goodness.
All
All right.
Still panicked.
I'll
Dr.
head
Jack
upstairs
Breach.
to join him in the telemetry room.
All right, you're in the
As
room.
I
You're seeing
assume I would
these
enter.
readouts on the computer
Yeah.
screens.
So I would like to throw a Hail Mailer here. I want to use my Epiphany adventure card on the electronic skill, and I want to see if there's any way that I could use the comms equipment in the ship to counterbalance the frequency.
Okay.
And then the only reason I'm even coming up with the plan is because it's an epiphany. Like my dude is like, so as he tells me about the frequency, I'm like, this is what we're gonna do.
In the middle of combat, can one character help another or not?
How do I drag this? Oh, you can play one adventure card. Boom.
It says you gain a D6 in any skill you choose for the remainder of this game session.
Yeah.
I think that means if you don't already have a D6 in a skill.
Fuck, I thought it meant an additional D6.
Yeah.
I already got an 8 in electronics, so I was like an 8 plus a 6. That'd be pretty
Yeah,
good.
I think that means like you suddenly gain a D6 skill. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Fuck. Well, all right, we'll burn that anyways, just for the random idea.
All right.
And then it'll.
But you know what I'll do? You know what I'll do? I'll Well, I can't give you the card back. How do I give the card back?
Can I take it? I can't take it.
Can't give
Son
the card
of a
back to
bitch.
you. Can't give the card back to you. Shit. Well, you know
It's
what we'll do?
alright.
You know what we'll do? We will. We will treat you as if you have a Joker this turn. Since you can't
So I
give the
get
card
that
back
plus
to
2.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna do this, Mr. Scientist. Hopefully it works out.
Yeah.
And then I start fiddling with the comms equipment.
I was gonna ask, how does help work in combat? Or does it?
Yeah.
Because
Support rolls.
I was gonna, because Arthur has the MacGyver. Edge.
That's a 6 out of 8 with the plus 2. I could Benny it, see if we can go higher, and I get to pick which one I need to use, right? So if I Benny that and the Benny fumbles, I get the 5 still, don't I?
It'd be a 7 with your +2, so
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. It'd be a 7 with a +2. Yes. So you can succeed on this one. So,
All right. Well, I'll let it stay. Okay.
All right. So you're basically using the electronic skill to see if you can kind of like fiddle with kind of see if you can like mess with the ships, like say like an antenna array, basically to see if you can kind of like
Counterbalance.
See if you can like what do you call it? Try to what would you call that? Like where you
offsetting a signal.
Yeah, that really is what it would be.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
You basically like
Because if this is coming in as a wavelength,
jam
right?
the signal
it's
kind of thing.
frequency, and I hit it with another
Yeah.
wavelength going the other way, it'll.
Okay.
It's
Got it.
destructive interference.
Science.
Input offset voltage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, cool. Yeah, I'll say that's enough. Sure. All right. Cool. I'll say that's enough.
I look to the scientist
Signal
and I say,
jamming. That's a good way to ppraise it. Boffrin said.
"Praise
Signal
this
jamming.
works," and I press like a button
All
or
right.
some shit.
The magic button.
Yeah. Fucking give it.
You know
a press.
what? Normally I wouldn't say that's enough to get that, but since you spent that adventure card to do it, I'll allow it. So I'll allow it. So so you start to fiddle with the controls. So you and Arthur have worked together successfully to do this, and so you start to mess with the controls, and you apply a signal jam to it, and suddenly you kind of like cancel out the wavelength, and
The
then,
readings, Arthur. The readings.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Sci-fi technobabble, and then you guys outside the ship that are like rushing inside, you see that the bugs start to calm down some. Well, actually, the ones that near y'all are still panicked because they're still on the psychic. But you hear the chittering start to like calm, and the scraping and the shrieking from inside the pits calm.
A bead of sweat drips down Dr. Breach's face.
Levi, what do you do?
I unmute, and then I yell at Spencer to get on the ship, and I start running to the cockpit. And that's it, really. So, Zoom athletics, go.
Not bad.
Wow, someone he's
Look
like
at this old
he just wanted to
man.
roll athletics.
Yes,
so he
yes,
could,
I
like-
did.
He just wanted to fuse his flex, and he's like, "Oh, old age, cardio still got it."
That was so funny. He just rolled athletics just to fucking beat everybody else.
Out of curiosity, so when he does his little signal jamming thing, would the signal that he is using to inverse this be something that's audible for everybody, or would this be a frequency beyond our ability to hear?
You know what? Since it's jamming the other one, I like the idea that this one is audible because then you guys also get kind of a cue that it's happening, and also too it kind of sounds cool that it's canceling it and that it's audible, and
Okay.
also too because it's also coming from the ship.
Yeah.
You know,
All right.
and you're at ground zero from the sound, so. Do you guys communicate on the comm links that you're doing it?
What's going on down there, Levi?
I'm headed to the bridge. We're gonna get out of here if these things keep freaking out.
Well, we sent an inverse frequency. Did anything happen?
The one in the jar looks fine.
The other ones were still pretty freaked out last I was down there. Spencer, what's going on?
Okay. I'm like, I can't keep it up much longer. I'm getting on the ship. And I just run up the ramp.
All right.
So I guess on my turn, I'll end it.
All right. So what are you guys doing at this point? So it sounds like everybody's on the ship, and the grubs are out. Y'all don't know, but everybody's on the ship, I guess, at this point.
All right.
Mhm.
It sounds like the grubs have calmed down outside.
Do we have cameras? Can we see anything? Like, do we have
Yeah,
cameras
but we
outside this
see-
shit?
Actually, all the ship has is cameras because the shutters have because the glass in the cockpit is what's blasted out. So
Yeah.
Pull up some energy, Arthur. What are you doing?
so
Already done.
so I'll just describe what you see outside. You see drones.
Enhance.
Drones at first flaming everything, and then the drones stop flaming the environment, and instead you see soldiers going around firing high density foam at various groups of insects. And then you see other drones come in with buckets, scooping drones up. And obviously you can't hear outside, but it actually has quieted. You do not see a massive swarm of drones like everywhere anymore. It
Yeah,
appears
because the
that,
drones.
sorry,
came
not
in
swarms. I keep
numbers,
saying
like
just
right.
drones. I'm sorry. I keep saying grubs. You don't see a massive
Oh,
swarm
okay,
of
got
grubs.
it. Yeah,
Yeah. Everywhere.
they're not
anymore.
writhing.
Yeah.
So standing like at the entrance to the ship, still looking out, I would be able to audibly tell that things are dying down.
Yeah, if y'all haven't raised the loading ramp up, then yes, you can definitely audibly tell
Okay.
that things have calmed
Can we?
down.
I think Jack would be worried that some of his friends. I mean, if this is going on, it might be going on elsewhere. Arthur, can you raise comms to Mary Jo or Greg's garage? Do we have access to that?
So I was just going to mention.
Sure, you can try. Yeah, I can say y'all passed on, y'all gained communication information for her. Sure.
All right, see if you can raise her, Arthur.
How far away was she?
About a half a mile.
Okay.
Yeah, Arthur brings her up on the comms.
All right. Okay. So yeah, so you reach out to her, and she responds, and she says, "Yeah, who is this?"
Is Levi up here yet? Is he? I know he's on his way. I don't know. It's Jack. Will kind of like move Arthur out of the way and get it for the team. He's like, Mary Jo, are you okay? Are you safe?
My oldest son Tommy got eat up real bad by the grubs, but he's okay, I think. His leg.
Dude, they were going nuts over here. Some sort of weird frequency was driving them crazy. I tried to counterbalance it with our ship, but it seems like it's keeping them calm. But I don't know how much longer the ship can maintain the power. Like readings are going fucking all over the place and shit.
Well, my son needs a doctor. Can you help us out?
We could be on our way in a bit. What are we gonna do if this keeps up? Like, can't just leave this ship here forever. We gotta figure out what's going on.
Need to pinpoint where the frequency is coming from.
Good thinking, Arthur.
So can I hear open comms through this, or I have a comm link, but I've never been given the frequency for the ship or anything.
That's a good question, actually. Do we have to like?
Up to you guys if you gave it to him or not.
Levi.
I'm sure
Captain.
I'm sure they're on a personal comm network. So
I mean, I exchanged numbers with Levi, or I gave him mine at least, so I don't know.
Yeah.
it's up to you guys whether you got on the comm link network.
Levi, are you climbing up the hatch yet?
I think in a combat situation, if it's something that's quick and easy, then yeah, I would have done whatever I could to make sure everybody could communicate.
All right. So all it would take is like a swipe or
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. So then, yeah,
a pairing.
as long as those two, Arthur and Jack,
Yeah.
like trying to make it a private phone call sort of thing.
No, absolutely not.
Then,
Yeah. Mary Jo's decent.
All right. Okay, so someone wants to. So okay, so her son is wounded, and his leg is eat up real bad. All right.
They're half a mile away.
Yep.
If I see Levi coming up the hatch, I'm gonna look at him and be like, "We have to take the shuttle. We have to go help Mary Jo's boy."
Are the bugs still freaking out? Do we need to move the ship?
They're docile for now. We should be fine. If we move this ship, it could cause panic again. Arthur has to secure where that frequency is coming from, the original frequency. Otherwise, it all could go to shit once more.
Okay, well, let's go get him.
All right. Arthur, can you handle this? You need help?
I'll try. I'll do my best.
Good luck. So we head back down. I guess we would probably pass the boy, Spencer, on our way down. Would we see, where are you at? Are you still at the entrance, Cliff?
No, he's coming up.
Coming up?
I'm still at the entrance looking out.
Still at the entrance? Do we pass you? I'm looking at the ship where the thing lands. Now we're over in the bay. We won't even go to where you're at. I guess we kind of pass you when we come to the middle of the ship. I hollered down to you to kind of just give you guys the gist of what we're doing, where we're going.
You're on comms. You don't have to holler down.
Oh fuck yeah, that's right. I forgot walkie-talkies in the future.
Stop yelling in my ear.
yeah. We don't have this technology in Roscova. I'm just kidding. They probably.
Yeah.
So as they're getting ready to embark on this, what I would like to do based on your discretion is I would like to make a call to the director.
Okay. All right.
Shit.
Channel opened up. Actually what happens is you call the director, you get the assistant, and she answers and she says, "I'm sorry, the director is currently busy handling an emergency situation right now. Can I take a message?"
Yes. Please let him know who is calling and that the information that I have to give him right now will help aid in the situation he is currently working to repair.
Please hold. Yeah. Aston, what's up?
So, I'll have you know that the aid that you plan on sending towards the Griffin you may want to throw a few extra hands on, as the little situation that just happened, they are the ones that solved it, at least temporarily. And I can only tell from the amount of flame that was bursting out that you could have lost a substantial amount of your crop here had they not jumped into action. Just thought if you were looking to give a reward for the good deed that you would know where to put that.
All right. Additional supplies I might need. Equipment.
More hands would be good too. And the other bit I'll give you is that they said something over comms of it was a frequency that caused this, and they did something to reverse the frequency, which is what caused it to cease for the moment. Use that information as you may.
A frequency that caused this.
Ashton's not very sciencey.
I'm an academic scholar, not a science guy.
I'm not a fucking scientist.
Damn it, man! I'm not
says-
a doctor.
He says, all right, we need to get someone over to the grub lab where they do R&D research. Maybe someone else there can help. Dr. Friedman.
If you need additional information, the scientist here, Arthur, I believe his name was, he's the one that discovered it, him and the doctor. So if you need more information, please reach out to them. I'm sure they'll be far more helpful than what I can give you right now. But I wanted you to be the first to know what I found.
All right. Thank you. All right. Your help will be there shortly. All right. He hangs up. All right. Okay, so we see you guys heading over to Mary Jo's, and that's actually a great time to end the session. So, all right. Okay. So we're a little over our normal time. So, all right. That's a great time to end it, yeah. What Walford said.
Yeah,
All right, so that was an excellent game, guys. Thank you all for joining us. So
Thank you, Shane.
but yeah, so I'm glad everybody enjoyed it. So at least I think everybody enjoyed it. So thank you all for watching, and if you like what we're doing, click that follow button. Hit subscribe if you got the ability to help us out. It'd be wonderful. Twitch Prime if you got that also. So just come join us. We'd love to have you. So, all right. So we're going to sign off and come join us next week. Same time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time as usual. So, all right. Thank you very much. And also, when we leave here, I'm going to raid out someone else after we leave Cam's. So, all right. Thanks. Bye.